This is just a little progress report on something I'm slowly picking away at. I have done a little bit of a test to see what I think of this new rental bullshit. Actually, I can do a couple of notes outside of this. First, note 1. That property type is only available in these two worlds. I tried to apply it. In all of the rest, they didn't bother to add it to any of the rest. So you can only do it at all in these. On top of that, that's not true. I have to go in and label that, but whatever I go in and label it won't matter because how the residents see it counts differently. Technically, there's more than one bed in there, but there's only one bedroom. As an owner, which you can't do when it's actually already this lot type, you have to own it as a residential unit and then change the lot type, and then you can partition off units. Otherwise, you're just moving in as a resident to one of the units. But as an owner, the controls for the rules and who can and can't move in poorly implemented. There can be shared spaces, but they're entirely useless because they don't count. I had set up a massive shared area for recreation and all that with stuff in it, and shared bathrooms, and only what's in the unit counts. They disregard everything else, so shared space is functionally useless. If they have an issue, they don't actually give you time to even talk to that resident before it gives you consequence. So, poorly implemented. Them implementing something poorly, unsurprising. They break their own shit regularly. So, yeah, not great, really. On top of landlords are trash. So having a mechanic for being one is But it had the potential to be able to let me set up something interesting. And I'm still going to build out a thing. But yeah, what I'm doing here, and you can see what they're for, but I'm also naming them that. But I got rid of all the rocks, but I've left the terrain as laid out, and I'm putting the entrances to the units I'm building in some of the natural worn spots, so maybe one there, and there, and there. You can have a total of 5 or 6. Um, actually, create unit, create unit. That bathroom can be a separate unit. Create unit 6. And now there's only the 2 units, because it actually has to have a room assigned to it to exist. But that I am poking away at trying to construct something for it, just to see. Because you can kind of, and I did download a lot that I actually have to slap on this map to use. You can essentially create a village if you have a big enough lot, with different homes set up that can do different things. So yeah, I've been slowly picking away at this. Otherwise, I have been playing. I actually haven't played Stardew in the last couple of days. Played some Wizardry while watching other folks stream. Because there was... I had gotten the quality of life update that they had done when I was far enough into my work with my characters that I didn't see some of the changes. Like the current science characters I'm doing are in their first classes making levels, and they're getting hit points, plural. Not all the time, because, sometimes they do well and then the game is always aiming towards an average. So if they're at or above average, they're more likely to get just the 1. Which is why characters in their second or beyond classes rarely get more than just the 1, unless the first class was one that got real low hit points. Like if you start as a mage and then you go to a fighter, after you catch up to where the fighter should be at their level, you'll start making hit points again, especially if you have, maxed out vitality. But I'm getting multiple Murphys, because I had been done with Murphying, so I didn't see that that was a thing. So there's that, and they had made an update to how going to the inn works that made it that I had actually shown, at least the blurb describing it. Or at least I think I had, because you can just go in and rest and get hit points and magic, because they acknowledge that, yeah, the way people are doing this is they're getting their magic back, they go in the dungeon, they use their magic to heal, they just get it back. So they streamlined that, or gave the option for streamlining that with a, you can just go in and rest and recover and it's fine. And they actually separated that out from making a level. So I've been poking at that mostly when I'm watching other streams, but sometimes just when I'm listening to music and doing not much else. These houses are the regular house unit with very slight difference because there's this cuts in a little there where this one doesn't have that, but the houses are otherwise identical. Something that would be nice. I could save an individual room. You can save rooms. But I want to be able to, something they should have added and they haven't, because, again, poor implementation, is if they've given the ability to have different units, let me select the whole unit and copy it. Or select and save, but also fucking copy. Let me save a whole unit, so if I want to have a series of identical condos, or for whatever reason, let me select a whole unit and save it so that I can actually place it rather than saving a lot and overwriting. So, yeah. Not surprised that the implementation is but still poking away with what I can, how to maybe make use of it anyway. Because if you don't own it, it does mean that you can make an elaborately expensive shared area that you, as a player and your character, can benefit from and not have to pay for. And since it's shared, you get to use it, but it's not part of your rent. So, as a resident, but not an owner, there are ways to benefit from that.